live video. Now I'm doing this a second round as we had significant interruption from my young nephew who decided he wanted to say a little bit too much. And so I wanted to get get the information in one flow without that. There are days for Josh. Today is not a day for that. So what we are seeing in the skies right now is an immensely powerful alignment of Neptune squaring the galactic center. Neptune squaring the galactic center gives us the opportunity to truly align our walk with our talk. Now, the walk effectively relates to the concept of the path of spirituality. What it is that we want to do, what it is that we need to experience as spirit so that we can complete whatever we understand as karma. This is something that is beyond words. Every religion in the world talks about spirituality in one way or another. Every magician in the world does the same thing, and honestly, nobody comes close. Because the moment you use a concept, you already stray away from the experience of spirit. And yes, Vivi, this is life. So you already stray away from the experience of spirit. Now, this can feel a bit rough for people who really follow those paths, but the truth is truth. Everything that humanity has done, written, and created in the name of spirituality is a proxy for the actual experience. The actual experience with spirit is something that you cannot define. It is something you cannot find a book. It is something that you cannot learn. It is something that you cannot meditate yourself into. I see Watchman. Hello, Watchman. Hello again. It is something that we absolutely need to find through our bodies. That's the thing. Our bodies are the ones that truly need to have this experience. And the reason why I say our bodies are the ones that we need to focus on is because we incarnated specifically into this reality, into this dimension, into this realm to have an experience with the physical body. And when we ignore the physical body, when we try to make spirituality an experience of the mind, when we try to intellectualize it, when we try to access it through rhetoric, when we try to box it in religion, we take steps away from the absolute experience. And this is why nobody can truly teach you what it means. And this is why a lot of people get away with using the name and doing something else. Ultimately, at the end of the day, all we need to do to find spirit is to go within. And there is so much of challenge around that because everyone has their own baggage surrounding what it is to be spiritual and surrounding what it is to go within. We accumulate this baggage not just through conditioning in the here and now, not just through culture, not just through things we read or imbibe or learn or whatever, but through cycles and cycles of accumulated experience, through cycles and cycles that span across lifetimes. And when the soul is kind of used to doing something in a particular way, it becomes hard to shift into a new gear. And that is the thing. At this time, in this moment in evolution, in this time, at this moment on the planet, we have to shift to the new. And to shift to the new, we cannot be recycling the concepts of the old. To shift to the new, we cannot be using the words and the terms and the tools of the old primarily. Yes, they have their place, but they are not the main thing. So in yourself, and everyone has their own way of doing it. Some people dance, some people write, some people meditate, some people just breathe, some people sit under a tree, some people go to the ocean. Do what you need to do to truly come to that space of experience. No mind, no word, no concept, no safety net, just pure experience. You can hear in the background Josh is getting majorly triggered because he hates this topic. That's why I'm redoing this video. But effectively, at this time, look at what it is helps you experience spirit from that profound presence that each of us already is. You know, we don't need to be looking for something out there to save us. What we need is already inside. And that is what we need to remember at this time. And that is what is constantly being forgotten when we keep looking to the outside, looking to someone or something else to save us. That doesn't work. So why am I bringing this up today? Neptune is squaring the galactic center this time. We just had the new moon in Pisces, which I was doing a whole bunch of spiritual work for. And now it just felt like, okay, I can actually come to the surface and talk about things once I have done the work for myself. So we get some understanding about Neptune. Karma, metaphysics, energy, the hidden realm, past life experiences, dreams, secrets, all kinds of stuff come up with Neptune. Basically, astrologers didn't know what to do with a whole bunch of stuff and they pushed it into Neptune, making it the dustbin of the zodiac. It is associated with Pisces, it's associated with the 12th house. And if you are favorably aligned in terms of what work you have done as a soul, then Neptune can help you find transcendence. It can help you find clarity. It can show you compassion even in the hardest times, and especially in the hardest times, it can show you when and where and how to remain detached. Neptune can bring you transcendence, healing, miracles, compassionate descendants, compassionate detachment, but hopefully compassionate descendants as well. But effectively, Neptune can show you all of those things. But what happens is this: when we use the mind as a filter for all of the baggage that we have accumulated through lifetimes, Neptune can also lead us in the opposite direction. It can lead us to escapism, obsession, denial, addiction. It can lead us to illusions, delusions, traps of the mind, traps of the spirit, and even, divergences in the soul's path. So there's a lot that can come up. So as Neptune is moving through the tail end of Pisces at this time, today it is directly aspecting the galactic center. The galactic center is in the tail end of Sagittarius. So this is an energy that forces us to confront Neptune by making us, the human, the individual, reorient ourselves to the path of truth. At the end of the day, the most powerful thing in the world is our choice. It is our choice to make a decision to go on a certain path. There is nothing more powerful than your choice. There is no facilitator that can help you if you do not choose from within yourself to make a difference. There is no God or goddess that can come and change your life for you unless you actually choose within, with every fiber of your being, for a different way to emerge. And that is what, to me, at the very least, the galactic center in Sagittarius forces us to recognize. And of course, things like religious texts, things like teachers, philosophers, initiations, gurus, and so on and so forth, they have their own versions of truth. They have their own understandings of what is the destination that your soul needs to seek. And that's where, for some people, that's their path. They don't want to look at anything else, fine. But if you're listening to me, you know that that doesn't work for me. Even as a soul, I am fiercely independent. Even as a spiritual being, I am fiercely independent. And when I see a lot of these energies, I see that they have conditioned large parts of society to believe that there is some kind of fixed terminal point, that if you follow these steps, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, you will ultimately reach here. But reality in the universe is not fixed that way. We are constantly evolving souls. We are constantly evolving beings. Time for us to really be, once again, going within to look at the truest choice of our hearts. And that is how we decide to grow as spiritual beings. VB says, is this a time when there's a feeling of nothingness? Yes, absolutely. But nothingness is not a bad thing, VB. That is a great question. That is a great question. I was just thinking about you, and you wrote a wonderful question. Thank you. When we don't know what to do, we can feel hollow. We can feel empty. But you have to understand that, at least in certain esoteric spiritual teachings, like for myself, I'm very, very comfortable with the concept of the void and the experience of the void. It is that an experience of emptiness. Even when you think you don't know, you're actually doing a lot more than you realize. Even when you think you're hollow, when you think you're empty, when you think there's nothing in there, there is a lot more than you are aware of. Because we are never truly empty. We are effectively embodiments of whatever you want to call divinity, God, goddess, grace, spirit, whatever you want to call it. We are embodiments of profound energy. And when the human mind does not understand what the soul wants, that is when you're going to feel demotivated. That is when you're going to feel, oh God, there's nothing there. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to push myself. That is the clash between the mind and the spirit. So my advice to you, VB, and thank you again for the question, you ask how to feel motivated to do things better or get better. The only answer for you is to look inside, to look at what you truly, truly want. And then you will realize that you're not really feeling empty. You're not really feeling hollow. There's actually a lot more than you realize on the surface. This is what I'm trying to say. The mind has a certain fixation on ways of seeing the world, but the soul has a deeper awareness of what it is to be present. So stop losing this. Start going further into this. Now, when I point here, I'm not talking about your feelings, because spirituality is not about your feelings. Emotions are one aspect of experience, but they are not the truth of who you actually are. Emotions are a barometer of your consciousness. They are not the measure of you. So, whatever method you want to use, you want to meditate, meditate. You want to chant, chant. But go within yourself to see what you as a soul truly desire. And then that feeling of emptiness will not be there. So I hope that answers your question. The only thing you can do is to go within. Your answers are within yourself. Now, why do I say it's not about your emotions? We are conditioned to think, due to society, media, culture, we are conditioned to think that the heart is ultimately this really touchy, feely, cuddly thing. But ultimately, the heart is detached. It can be deeply compassionate, it can be deeply loving, but it is profoundly detached. That's what the anahata is about. But people confuse it because of the way culture thinks about it. So as we sit into this consciousness, into the fourth chakra, that is when we will actually be able to see dispassionately who we are, what we feel, what is around us, and what is the truth of our being. So go inside is my only answer to you and to all of you. This is also a time where you can be making, big decisions about what direction you want to go in life, where you want to stay, who you want to be with, what you want to study, what you want to explore in your life. Don't decide from here. Go deeper and deeper and deeper inside, and even when you think you have an answer, look for the roots of that answer. Is that truly what your soul wants, or is that what old karma wants you to think? Ask yourself these questions and continue feeling into the experience. So I hope that helps. I know it's a little abstract, but these are the times, and these are times to make profound decisions of spirit. Okay, Marian, I'm just wrapping up, so I'll let you listen to the replay, and I hope this information is beneficial. Michi, I see you. Hello, hello. Kimberly, I see you. Hello, hello. So it's good to see all of you. I will be back not too long from now with more information on the pilgrimage and to do a hello neighbor to catch up with everyone. But right now, awakening is an inside job. Get to it. Bye.